host of the Gridiron.
Why do Giants need to be leery of the Eagles? I hate the Eagles. I can't stand the Philadelphia Eagles. Why do we need to be leery of the Eagles? Well, first of all, because they're absolute straight up scumbags. That's why, straight up scumbags, right? Absolutely, right? That's why. Now, let's not forget, Peterson. In 2020, right, if the Eagles were to won that game, the final game of the season against, I guess it was the Washington football team at the time, or the Reds, whatever the hell they will call them, 2020. If the Eagles would have won that game, the Giants would have, at 6-10, would have won the division. Obviously, they didn't, but the Washington wound up winning with a record of 7-9. As bad as that is, but the thing that got you, the thing that really pissed you off and all about that game, right, was that the Eagles, had a chance. The Washington was a better team then than the Eagles were, but the Eagles were at home. The Eagles, the only chance the Eagles had was by keeping Jalen Hurts in there. Okay, he gave him a chance. Well, whatever it was in the third quarter or fourth, whatever it was, Peterson pulled Hurts out, put their third string quarterback in there. And you can even see on the side of that, Hurts is like, this ain't right. This ain't right. You can see it. Yeah, he's just shaking his head because he wants to win the football game. He's like, man, this ain't right. And he knew pretty much that the reason why was because the Eagles had a bad team, and if they won that game, they would have gone from, I can't remember, whatever, pick 6 or 7 or whatever it was, they would have jumped probably into the teens or something like that. They would have had a worse draft pick. So Peterson deliberately put his third string quarterback in there so they could lose the football game. They didn't want to win. Now, I'm not so sure if it was a dig directly at the Giants or because they didn't want to lose where they were drafted at. I don't know. But that certainly hurt the Giants. I mean, in the long run, it actually helped the Giants because the Giants didn't go to the playoffs and they would have got a worse draft pick and all that stuff and everything. So actually it helped the Giants. But at the time, it really rubbed you the wrong way. You're taking your starting quarterback out, Jalen Hurts. You're putting your backup quarterback in there, basically almost guaranteeing that you lose the game, and they lost the game. So Washington won the division and went to the playoffs. The Giants could have won the division and gone to the playoffs, so that rubs you the wrong way. But then there's also the Devontae Smith thing, where I think the Cowboys were 10 in pick number 10, the Giants were 11, and the Eagles were 12 in 2021. I think we're 10, 11, and 12, something like that, whatever. Well, the Eagles traded with the Cowboys. They swapped picks because I think Gettleman was talking, or somebody in the Giants, whatever, were talking, I think, about how much they love Devontae Smith, right? And the Eagles wanted Devontae. So that what they did was they jumped right in front of the Giants, snatched Devontae Smith up, and of course we got Kadarius Toney out of it. But we still could have I would have took Micah Parsons, but we know what happened there anyway. But the Eagles jumped right. The Eagles made a trade with the devil, with Mr. Jones himself, with the Cowboys. So they swapped picks, so the Eagles could jump over him, grab Devontae Smith out of the grasp of the Giants, because the Cowboys might have took Micah Parsons. Giants would have Devontae Smith. I don't know who the Eagles would have wound up taking, but the Giants could have had Smith, who's a very good receiver, and he stays healthy. But I mean, that one kind of rubs you the wrong way too. So the Eagles have no problem trying to put the Giants over. No problem with that at all. So which leads me to the things. Why do we got to worry about the Eagles? Well, the thing is that the Giants are in prime position, maybe to get their quarterback of the future for the next 10, 15 years, maybe, if one of these guys works out. Well, the thing is, the Eagles are pretty much guaranteed, I think, to win the division. They're number 2, right, in the playoff, right, positioning. I don't, the Lions would have to lose out. The Eagles would have to win out, I think, And I think they'd have to get some help from the Vikings or something like that, or somewhere along the line for the Eagles to be the number one seed. So they're going to have a hard time becoming the number one seed. Now, let's see, the Vikings here, they're home playing San Francisco. San Francisco is a wounded warrior. They're not very good. The Lions are at home against the 49ers. Last year, the 49ers beat the Lions and knocked the Lions out of the playoffs. Their hope and aspiration of going to the Super Bowl. So the Lions are going to be pissed. They're going to want to lay the smack of down upon the 49ers candy rear ends, if you know what I mean. They're going to want to put up a 50 burger on them. This is going to be a big, big game for the Lions. This is a statement game. They want San Fran to never want to come back to Detroit ever again. This is going to be a huge game. And also, I think because if the Lions win this game, they'll have the number one seed, right? Which means they get the first week off from the playoffs. So it's going to be a huge game. So if that happens and the Lions win, that means the Eagles quite possibly, the Eagles are going to play the Cowboys this week. Quite possibly they'll win that one. And that makes, I think, my guarantee maybe the Eagles get the second overall seed, with the final game of the season not mattering at all to them. So what does that do with the Eagles? Well, I don't trust Sirianni as far as I can drop a deuce in the toilet. If my butt cheek's is far from the water and I'm dropping a deuce in the water, my butt cheek, I don't even trust him that far. I can't stand Sirianni, can't stand the Eagles, can't stand Howie Roseman. And I honestly believe if they got a chance to screw the Giants over, they're going to do it. Honestly. So we're at a meeting where they would wind up resting a bunch of their players, taking a 97-year-old woman, put her in a quarterback just so they could specifically lose the game, so the Giants wind up winning the game, so the Giants don't have the number one overall pick. I can see it now. So I say, so if the Giants go on the road and play in Philadelphia, they're going to want to try to win the game. And I can easily see, because the Eagles are absolute scumbags, right? I said Howie Roseman, Sirianni, right? Where they could want to just want to screw the Giants. Oh yeah, you think you're going to get your quarterback in the future? No, you're not. Nope. We're going to see about that. We're going to put in, whatever. We're gonna go out and we're just gonna bring in a bunch of guys from off the streets. We're gonna throw them on there. We're gonna dress them all. We're gonna make sure we lose this game. That way, you win. You have 3 wins, and you go from pick number 1 to pick number 5 or 6, and you can kiss Shedeur and Cam Ward bye. Bye. You're not getting them. Bye. We screwed you over, because the Eagles quite possibly won't need to win in Week 18. Because I think if the Eagles beat the Cowboys, the Eagles have the division wrapped up, right? They're going to the playoffs. They got it wrapped up. If the Lions beat the 49ers, which I think they will this week, because that's going to be a statement game for the Lions, because they lost last year to the 49ers. Well, actually, Campbell really helped them by not kicking field goals. But anyway. But, this game's in Detroit. They're going to want to make a statement game out of this, I believe. And if the Lions wind up winning, I think they'll have the number one. Because the Lions would have to lose out. The Eagles would have to win their final 2 games. And I think Minnesota, they'd have to get some help from Minnesota or something like that for the Eagles to be the number 1 seed. So it's going to be kind of, let me see. What the Eagles number 1 seed, what are the chance? Oh, it doesn't have it here. My bad. Okay. I thought I had it there. So for the Eagles, to get the number 1 seed, it's not likely. So if they beat the Cowboys at home, quite possibly they will. Quite possibly, they'll have the number 2 seed wrapped up. So that so apparently Week 18 may not mean anything to the Eagles, right? Playoff positioning or nothing. They won their division, right? And they're set. So if they were to lose to the Giants Week 18, it wouldn't matter. But what it would matter would be to the Giants. If the Giants were to win, they go from pick number 1 to pick number 5 or 6 or whatever. And as I said, you kiss Shedeur and Cam Ward bye-bye. Bye-bye. Now, is that something I can see the Eagles doing? Absolutely, because they're absolute scumbags. That's why I hate Howie Roseman and I hate Nick Sirianni. Two absolute scumbags. Absolutely hate them. So I could certainly see them doing something like that just to screw the Giants over. Oh, yeah? You think you got the quarterback? Nah, that's not happening. Right? Because the Giants are going to go out there to win the football game. Right? And the Eagles are going to just maybe put their guys out there and just start pulling them in, put their 37 stringers off the practice squad in there. They'll put their punter in at quarterback. They'll put their field goal hole, the guy holding the field, they'll put him in at wide receiver. They'll put the long snapper in at running back, whatever. Anything just to screw the Giants over and make sure the Giants win the game and and don't get a chance to win their quarterback. Get their quarterback in the future. I can easily see that. So so these final two games, the Colts and, as I said, the Giants stink. But that's why you play the games. If you know what the score was, you don't even bother playing. You have no idea what the final score is going to be. If by chance, right, all the bad things that's happened to the New York Football Giants over the whole season, it's been a lot, goes all the stuff that went against the Giants goes for the Giants in this one game. Giants could win a couple bad bounces here, bad calls there, whatever. They go in the Giants' favor. The Giants can win this game. Right, so this is the Colts. We're not talking. I said we're not talking the Eagles. We're not talking the Lions, the Bills, the Chiefs. This is the Colts. They don't have a winning record. Okay, they score more points, but they give up almost 23, 24 points a game, and they're on the road. Right, it's a big game for them, though. It's still, they still have playoff implications, so it's a big game for them. But so it's going to be a huge game. But I said, that if the Giants were to lose against the Colts, that last game of the season, as I said, you can see, you want to put Saquon in there to run all over the Giants, which would be, for the Giants, it might be a good thing. But I can almost see where they, maybe, where they wanted to start resting their players, give them a week off to rest up for the playoff push, right? Put a bunch of backups in there. And wind up, losing the game. Maybe try to lose it kind of like on purpose, where the Giants wind up winning. I said the Giants, because the Giants' strength of schedule, the Giants were to win a game. It's like what happened with the Raiders. The Raiders were number one. They win a game. They went from 1 to 6. Same thing happened with the Giants. If the Giants were to win a game, they would go from 1 to like 6 or 7 or something like that or whatever. And they're out of the quarterback market then. Bye-bye. So that Eagle game going to be a big one. So, all right, guys. Well, it's been 1 hour and 24, almost 25 minutes. Once again, guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever hopefully you guys have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Safe one. Enjoy it with your family. Only comes once a year. Enjoy yourself. So, once again, whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. If anybody's going to spend any time watching a replay of this, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants! Woo! Oh, yeah.